Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody?
Hey. All right, gonna wait a few moments to kind of get it together.
Yep. So that's our camera is having issues at the momentum. So just give us a few minutes and we'll get it worked out. But in the meantime, watch the dumper.
Hey, hey,
Hey, hey,
hey.
hey, what's going on? We are like having technical difficulties here and trying to make sure that everything is the way that it needs to be. But we made it. We're here. What were you moving?
I was moving the thumbtack. I was just telling Jamie, this is real life. This is real life, y'all. I was just telling Jamie. So we had the paper in the background. Jamie put it up. When was it? Yesterday or this morning? Whenever. For his sermon. And so we took it down because you could see like the bottom of it. And I told Jamie, I was like, this is so ghetto.
Yo, I was just trying to show y'all that the struggle is real, that we don't always have it all together,
Oh my
and that
gosh.
sometimes things happen like that. But you know, Miss Colasar always wants to be perfecto.
I don't want it to be I'm not a perfectionist. Slightly. Slightly. Perfection is good for the soul. I am slightly a perfectionist. You got to come correct, right? Like if you don't do it halfway. Like do it all the way.
As in the
So
words of Big Daddy Kane, ain't no half stepping.
give me all you got. Give me all you got.
Ain't
Ain't
no.
no. All right, it's a Sabbath
That's
solo.
right. And I'm wearing a Tupac T-shirt. You know, his birthday is coming up soon. I think it's his birthday or it's the anniversary of his death. I think his birthday is coming up soon. But nevertheless, I'm gonna rep that poetic scholar and genius, because y'all know I'm gonna rap at the end of this show, yo.
Rose eyes.
Yo,
Okay.
yo, see me. When you
Can
see me,
we
see you.
change the color? I feel like I look a little washed out.
Look washed out. I got you, girl. What you want? You want to get
No, that's too dark. A
you
little
want-
lighter. Sorry, guys. This is like happening in real time. But anyway, so glad to have you guys while he's figuring that out. So glad to have you guys back. We took a break. Well, I kind of took a break. Last week we were supposed to come on, and guess what? I decided that I wanted to have some me time. So a couple of my girlfriends and I, we got together and we did whatever we wanted to do. Of course, we social distance for sure. But we went riding on our bikes and just talking and just enjoying each other's company. I don't remember the last time I was able to spend the Sabbath like that, like chill without even thinking about, oh my gosh, I need to get here or be here. It was just such an amazing experience just being with my girls, my circle, and just being able to just relax. So that's why we didn't come on last week. It was my fault. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I don't feel bad at all.
Yo, left me at home with the kids, but that's okay. And we
It's
made it
okay.
happen. And then I took them out.
Yeah, he did. That was nice. He did. Oh, you want bars, Theo?
Theo on the bars. Don't worry, it's coming at the end.
It's coming.
Man.
It's coming.
I've been writing, yo. I got a pen. Matter of fact, I don't need no pen because I'm just in my zen. All right, that's a little bit. That's just a little bit. So we got a great episode today, right?
Yes, we do. We do. Last time we spoke, we had a conversation about mental health in terms of my mental health, and just sharing with you all my journey so far. And I have to thank, man, the amount of people that showed support and reached out and was just super supportive, for lack of a better word, super supportive with this. Of course, you know, like when you bring something that's super personal and transparent, you know, you have those moments of pause, like, should I? Like, what if this? What if that? And as I said during our last program, I was like, I don't care, because I'm at that point now where I'm just like, I don't care what other people may think about me or feel about me as a result of me expressing my need for whether it's medication or even seeing a therapist. Because again, I know that once Carlene is good, everyone else in my circle, everyone else in my village will be good as well. So yeah, thank you all.
Liberation is a wonderful feeling.
It really is. It really is. And what's interesting is sometimes while you are free yourself, your story frees other people, frees other people from their cages. And so I think mission accomplished in terms of what I believe God wanted me to say to all of you at that time. But as you know, in marriage, for those of you that are married, as you know, in marriage, you have ebbs and flows. You have things. What's going on? What's that for?
I'm enacting your words, so I'm doing ebbs and flows.
Okay.
So I'm just doing that.
Oh, okay. Thanks. But in marriage, as you know, you definitely have moments where you have some mountain experiences, like, yeah, kid, we got this on lock. Like, what you can't tell us nothing, right? And then you have moments of, oh, wait a minute now. Why didn't anyone tell me about this? You know? And of course, when you're standing there saying your vows, whether you took the traditional vows or you wrote your own, for that better or worse, till health, what is it?
Death.
No, but for health is in there.
For better or worse, in sickness and in health.
There we go.
Till
Boom.
death do you part.
Right. And so when you think of when I remember standing on that stage, and even weeks or months or years leading up to that time, like, you know, I was like, yeah, of course, I'm riding all the way till the wheels fall off, right? But when the reality of life hits, it's almost like, oh, this is what those vows were saying, like, for better or worse,
right.
In sickness and in health, like, oh, like I gotta stay. I have to support. I have to what? Why'd you do that?
I'm just trying to see where you're going with this because like, because I'm about to share my story.
No, but it's scary. The realness of it, the reality of it is that it's scary, right? When something shakes you at your core and you're trying to figure out, like, oh my gosh, did all the foundational things that we did before marriage, during marriage, did it stick when you are faced with those moments of uncertainties or sickness, in our case? So I'm going to stop talking and let Jamie share his story.
Cue the music.
Oh my gosh.
Get the horns.
Why do you have to make it so theatrical? This is cue the music.
That's the music.
Dude.
Cue the music, the
Y'all
horns.
Okay.
I love horns, man. The joints are dope. But anyhow, so last time we were here, we talked about Carlene and her mental health, and me on the outside, just trying to be there for her and try to walk her through it and being as supportive as possible. Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward to 2019, towards the end of 2019. So I'm going to start with the end of 2019 and then backtrack, okay? So 2019, I'd say December 23rd or December.
Sorry, I'm laughing because now this is a story all about how my
life got
twisted upside down. And I'd like to take a minute to sit right there. I tell you how Jamie got how we found out
why Jamie is the prince of everywhere. Okay.
Okay.
Bars, hit the horns. All right. Yeah. So December, would you say like 22nd or somewhere around that time, around Christmas?
I would say it was probably November.
No. When did I go to the hospital?
Oh, that was December.
December what? Like the 21st or 20 something? It was like that week of Christmas. It was. I know that, right?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to remember these things. It was that week of Christmas.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. All right. Starting over. Here we go. It was that week of Christmas, and I was told to go to the hospital immediately. And so going to the hospital immediately was when, I was told to go to the hospital immediately. Now, let's backtrack. I'd say like during the summer months of July, like June, I kept getting like these numbing, tingling feelings in these three fingers. Not these two, in these three fingers. And, I brushed it off. I'm like, it's normal, body just changing. I'm 40. So, the body's acting different. It'll go away. It must be like a pinched nerve or something. Eventually it'll go away. So I didn't really say anything. I just kept on doing what I was doing. Now, mind you, I'm doing a whole lot. Like, I'm still the only I'm currently the only pastor at City Temple. I'm doing social justice work in the community. I'm also doing my PhD and trying to meet deadlines and write papers. And then, I'm also like trying my best to hold down and to be as supportive with my family. So, taking the girls to school in the morning, taking Carlene to work in the morning, repeating cycle. And the girls, they were in a school that had like this crazy schedule for privileged people. Like they got out of school at 1:30 every day. And I'm like, by the time I dropped them off, I might as well just stay at the school and pick them up. So, and that was a school just for people who can stay home all day. Like, and most times when I'm taking them to school, it was always, you see the mothers, and they would probably stay at home moms. Mm-hmm. And, Carlene and I are both working, and, my schedule is flexible because I'm a pastor. So a whole lot of things are going on.
Can I put a pin in where you just talked about what was happening at that time?
Yeah.
So we only have one car. And so he would have to drop me off first in the morning, and then after he drops me off, he would have to take the girls. I had to be at work for 7:20,
right?
7:15, 7:20, and the girls would have to be at school for 8. So he would have to drop me, then drop the girls off, and then by the time he got home, it was like a good 2 or 3, I would say maybe about 4 hours that he had to do whatever. And then he would have to go pick them up and then bring them home, do their homework with them, because I got off at 4. So our schedules It was bananas.
Nuts.
It
right?
was bananas. Like I look back now and I think to myself, like, how did we survive that time? Because a lot of the shuffling back and forth, he was basically managing that and doing it all while doing all the things that he stated, doing meetings, community meetings, writing papers in between, and just trying to juggle and maintain a
Right.
healthy home
Writing,
atmosphere.
writing sermons, prayer meeting, and pushing all that stuff out because I'm a person I don't like to miss deadlines. So I work really well with deadlines, and so not only that, you got to wake up early, you got to go to bed late because when the kids came home, it's all about them. Put them to bed, and then I'm starting to do the work that I need to do, reading all these papers, pumping out these assignments and discussion posts, and so it was a real hectic time. And that started because school starts in what, August out here, right? So you talk about August, September, and prior to that, I kind of felt like my body wasn't really reacting the way that I would want it to. It's like I was sluggish, and I'm just checking it off. Like maybe I'm not taking enough vitamins, maybe I'm not exercising enough and all this other stuff. But the typical black man response to anything that's going on with us is it'll go away. It'll go away because we don't like going to the doctor. Well, I'll just say this, I don't like going to the doctor.
Most men don't. I'm sure most men in the comments will be like, "Yep, that's me."
We only go to the dentist when it starts hurting and the pain in the mouth, and then we're like, all right, I'm gonna go. So I'm bad when it comes to those type of things. So I think I had like a routine doctor's checkup. No, Carlene had one, and we shared the same doctor and went to the doctor. Our kids are there and everything, and he's doing a routine checkup for Carlene, and then he does one for me as well. And then I kind of tell him like, yo, I got this like numb feeling in these fingers.
Wait. No. I think
I scheduled an appointment.
No, I went.
Right.
And then I just kept telling him, as most wives would, go to I think you need to set an appointment up to go because this is something that just seems, to me, it just felt like this is weird. Like the tingling, and we just kept chalking it up to he's doing a lot of work on the computer. He's typing a whole lot more, so maybe his fingers are kind of like doing some funny stuff. But then for me, I was just like, I think you just need to go ahead and get that checked out.
Yeah, so I thought it was just carpal tunnel, and then just routine because I'm typing a lot. Get to the doctor's office, and I'm telling him like, yo, these fingers feel funny when I'm touching stuff. It almost feels like, I don't know if you've ever, it feels like an electric shock. Like if you've ever shake someone's hand, they had like that prank electric shock thing. Like that's what it felt was going through my body. So my doctor, he's like, okay, let's get you a nerve test, right? And so he's scheduling the nerve test, and I have to wait for the nerve test to tell me when to come in and I can do it. I'm in the car with my friend, really good guy, Eddie Magrura, and I'm just telling them like, this stuff is hurting. And then also too, like I broke down in church one Sabbath. I have been breaking down in church, pretty like quite often. Like I'm like breaking down, like I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do this no more. Y'all pray for me. And then there was one Sabbath where it just came out of me because I just wasn't feeling good, and I'm waiting for this nerve test. So in the car with my buddy Eddie Magrura, we about to pick up some dope brisket, right? Brisket from Lockhart's. Ooh, you ain't had no, it ain't the best brisket, but it's good brisket. It's next to Pecan Lodge. And we're in the car, and I'm telling them about like this numbness in my fingers. And he looks at the fingers that I have numbness in, and he's like, bro, you need an MRI. You don't need a nerve damage test. And he said because when it's carpal tunnel, it's usually like these two fingers. It's never these fingers. That's a whole different, I mean, doctors are amazing, and they're just like, that's a whole different part of your nervous system. So I go back to my doctor, and I told him what Eddie said, because they're friends, they talk and stuff like that, and they trust each other's professional opinion. Go get an MRI. I'm thinking I'm cool, I'm straight. My wife and I, Carlene, obviously my wife and I, Carlene and I are at the mall, and y'all, my tingling got worse. It got to the point where it was down my arm, And anytime I move my head like this, I'd feel like a shock that went all the way down to my feet. And so we're in the mall and they're walking around like la 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 la, all happy as Christmas, la, la, la. And I'm at the back like trying to keep up.
Yeah, he's literally limping.
Like limping. I could not walk, and I'm
And
like,
even you forgot to mention his hands, like he couldn't touch, like his pinky finger would not go down. It could not just like relax. It would always be like he's sipping tea or something.
So I'm still driving and doing stuff, but I'm driving with two fingers because anytime like these fingers touched anything, it was just painful. It just felt weird. So I'm doing everything like this with one hand. I'm telling the girls don't hold his hand and stuff like that because it's getting worse and worse. So we're in the mall. And Carlene and the girls, I think y'all went to the bathroom.
No, we went to get pretzel time.
Yeah, we went to get pretzel time, and I just stayed back because my doctor called, and he's like, he calls me, he's like, "Are you home right now? Are you sitting?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm in the mall. I'm with the girls." And he tells me, "You need to go to the hospital immediately." Now, mind you, I had just came from a meeting at church, right? And I'm at this meeting at church, and I'm like all crippled and stuff. Like I can't do anything. And so we go, we get that call, and he says, "Go to the hospital immediately. We need you to go there right now." And like, I just start crying, and then like this is when I really started crying because I got that call, and it was saying we need to rush you to the hospital, and I couldn't find Carlene and the girls.
Right.
Like, I'm like, yo, I need to see my wife right now. I need her because I just got some alarming news, and it felt like y'all must have been away from me maybe for like 5 minutes.
No, it was a little bit more than that. I would say I'm sure it felt longer.
Yeah, it felt like 3 hours, and just like feeling all by myself and hearing the news from the doctor. Now, doctor's like, you got to go to the hospital. Now, if the doctor tells you got to go to the hospital immediately, you already panic. You're like, man, what's wrong with me?
Yeah. I walked away because the doctor said he wanted to speak to him. So I didn't know what it was. I just thought that the doctor would have just said, this is probably something really minor. This is what you have to do, whatnot. So I'm over here like, like just super jolly with the girls. We're eating our pretzels and they're just like having fun in the mall. And then I think he was trying to call, but of course for me, my phone is always on vibrate. It's never on ring. And so I think I saw him walking towards me, and just by the look of his face, I'm just like, my heart literally dropped. Like when I hear people say that, I'm just like, okay, what does that feel like? I definitely felt that when I saw his face. I could just tell that all was not well. And as I'm walking closer to him, I'm just like, oh Lord Jesus. I just start, praying and say, oh God, please be our strength. That's the only thing I could have said in my brain at that time. And
I think you like immediately hugged me, and I think I started crying, but I was trying like not to cry too much because our girls were there, and I didn't want them to panic because we really still didn't know what was going on. My doctor didn't tell me, even though he knew at that moment when he looked at my MRI.
Well, I think he did tell you.
You think so? Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah,
I remember. I have a pretty good memory. Yeah, he definitely told you what it was. That's how come you kind of like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think it was like the double whammy of you have to go to the hospital now, and you have multiple
MS, right?
sclerosis.
So he says we found a lesion on your brain. So like I have no idea. I've only heard of multiple sclerosis. I have no idea what it is. Well, I think like he was saying like we think you have it. We noticed something on your brain, and we need you to go to the hospital immediately. So, man, we had to pack a bag. We had to find somebody to keep the girls at night. And shout out to, we can say her name, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Norma Carter, who was, she's like our Texas mom who, no hesitation, took our girls and kept them over the night. And y'all, as we driving, I'm like boo-hooing.
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm trying to like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to keep it together at this point because not that we're afraid of showing emotion to in front of our girls, but they're sensitive to us. So when they see their dad crying, that's like they've seen him cry before, but we didn't necessarily want them to be afraid, more scared. We wanted to talk to them and let them know exactly what was going on, but we couldn't do that on our way from the mall to the house. And so he's boohooing and I'm driving, trying to keep it together, thinking about in my brain, you know, as I told you, I'm like an overthinker. So my brain is now doing do 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 do. Like I'm trying to say, okay, we need to take care of the girls. We need to do this. We need to do that. Okay, how can we? You know, I felt at that point in time like it was on me to figure things out because he was not in a state that he can kind of process that, process what, you know, getting the other stuff together right now. He's just like devastated. I'm devastated as well, but I think my devastation came at, it was delayed, right? Because it's almost like those, sometimes some people respond like to certain situations by just automatically being emotional, crying, and doing all that stuff. Me, when I'm in a situation, I think first what I have to do, and then after the dust settles, that's when I'll have my moments, several moments of, you know, coping and trying to figure out what I'm feeling emotionally.
Yeah. So so now I'm checked into the hospital. They got an IV running through my arm. They're pumping the steroid into me, and I'm still doing more MRIs. I had to do a spinal tap, and every morning I'm drawing blood. And you know, because we're still at that place where we're like, we think it is MS, but we're hoping that maybe it's some sort of infection or maybe it's something else. Well, it turns out after all the MRIs and after all the tests, it is multiple sclerosis. So I have relapsing, remitting multiple sclerosis. So that means I can have a flare up tomorrow or decades from now. So what's interesting about this disease is that it's really unpredictable, and it really, you know, it can go either way. There's some people who can go for years without another flare up. It can progress to the other stages. And I think what's scary about me with the disease is the unpredictability about it, and the fact that I have this, but I look absolutely normal, right? Like something is happening in my body. And for those that don't know, what multiple sclerosis does is it attacks your spine. And your good blood cells are confused and they're constantly attacking your spine. And they eat away at this, I forgot what it's called, but it's like this lining that's on your spine where all your nerves are. And it eats away at it. And so, which causes like the nerve damage, which causes the tingling. Some people have lost their vision for a few weeks. Some people lose their speech. And so, you know, but medication has gotten better and things like that. So, y'all, we spent Christmas in the hospital.
Yeah.
We opened gifts in the hospital. I wish we could like edit this video to show them like the girls opening their presents at the hospital. And
yeah, we tried to normalize it as much as possible, because normalize the situation. Of course, we did have a conversation with them. I think maybe a day after, after we kind of settled a little bit. We did go ahead and have that conversation. Myelin sheath,
yes, that is the myelin sheath.
Thank you, Ellie Suli. But yeah, we tried as much to do things normal, even though celebrating Christmas in a hospital isn't ideal, but it is definitely something that we felt like we needed to do. So I spent the night at the hospital every night with him. Only one night the girls were, one night, no.
No, I don't think they ever spent the night. They did.
They spent the night twice in the hospital. Did? Yeah.
The hospital let them do that?
Yeah.
Remember, I'm still tripping, y'all. Like, my brain and my balance was off key. But we, of course, you know that we're in Texas and we're not
in New York, where all of our family is from. So we definitely did have support systems here in place that really made sure that we were good. Whether it was food, Sister Jackson and Sister Bailey,
Hmm.
that entire family, like they really looked out for us and made sure that we had cooked meals, y'all,
Yeah, we was
in
good.
the hospital. Like, of course, because cooking, I couldn't cooking. There was no way I was going to cook. So
Yeah.
they made sure that we had food.
Yeah.
They took the girls out to.
They took them out in the afternoon, took them out to eat, stuff like that. So we were good, and like that's so. That's when I found out eggs aren't dairy, right?
Oh my
So,
gosh.
so I have a great doctor, Dr. Cecil Bailey, great guy, right? And one of the things that he did with me is he's like, okay, since you have an autoimmune disease, we're gonna fix your immune system. And what we want to do is get you off of gluten, get you off of dairy, get you off of sugar, and red meat. So I can't eat any more red meat. So I'm sending these, I'm filling out the menu every morning for breakfast. And I'll keep telling them like no dairy, and every morning they keep bringing me eggs. Yo, y'all should have seen me. I was mad every morning. I'm like, yo, why they keep bringing me eggs, man? I keep saying non-dairy, and then like it clicked one day eggs aren't dairy. They just
Right.
put them in the dairy
section.
section, right? So y'all vegans got me messed up, man, with y'all vegan stuff and talking about eggs and dairy. It ain't dairy. Eggs just hang out in the dairy section because that's where the cold stuff is at. So
But he was straight angry. Like he was mad
because I
every
was
morning. Like,
yo, because I'm hungry, because my diet has changed. I can't eat the things that I wanted to eat, and I'm starving, and I want a good breakfast, man. And that breakfast was, I mean, they had potatoes, they had all sorts of things, man, and they put the eggs on it. So like for a whole week,
he wouldn't even touch the eggs.
yo, let me tell you, Amber, my youngest daughter, she'll be like, I'll take them. So I'm sitting there. Mind you, I got an IV in my arm. I'm strapped to this bed, and my daughter's there just eating up my eggs while I'm starving. Right?
That was funny. But going back to trying to normalize our family, at that time, I think I was. Thank God the girls weren't in school and I was off as well.
Mm-hmm.
That was a blessing because, yeah. So I remember doing a whole lot of back and forth. Thank God, Jamie's mom did come first, and she kept the girls at night, but during the day they would come to the hospital and be there all day with us, and then they would go home with I would have to drop them home, take them home, and then my mom came and she also helped, and so all this stuff is happening, and for me, as I said, how I process, I'm just like, all right, this has to be done, that has to be done, okay, let's go, let's move, we're moving, we're doing this, we're moving that, we're doing that. And so yes, that time was so stressful. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was so stressful. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Even though if I wanted to, I know I could, but it was just really hard and really stressful at that time, just managing all of that and just trying to make sure that he's good, mentally, because I think he went into a like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? You know, this is something that is this something that may shorten my life,
Right. Kill me. Am I not going to be able to play with my daughters? Am I going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life? And still, those thoughts still come in my brain every now and then. Those things, like because like I said, it's very unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen. So I'm scheduled to have another MRI in December. Now, listen up, y'all. I'm not on any medication. I am on pretty much like a plant-based diet, right? For the
Yes.
most part. I still eat chicken. I don't eat fish, but like I've cut back. I eat a lot more vegetables. I take a lot of vitamins, and I've been exercising more. So we're trying to go this natural route in the event. So we're trying to go this natural route, but please don't think that I'm against Western medicine.
Right.
I'm not against medicine. I'm okay with taking medicine if I have to, but if I can prevent it, then we're doing that. So I've lost weight, cut off a lot of body fat, need to put back on some weight, in my opinion. But yeah, so that was also another strain on our marriage too, because we had to literally just clean out our pantry and clean out the
Guys.
fridge. And so this is why, so there's a lot of things, and I don't want to get too much into social justice, but there's a lot of things that's made me conscious about that. One of the things with MS is they don't believe it's hereditary. They don't believe that it's handed down. They really don't know how it starts. Science is still trying to figure it out. But they do ask you questions like where you grow up and environment, that those things can contribute to possibly having MS. There's also the possibility of the diet, what you eat, can also contribute to that as well. And then I know for me, what triggered my flare up was stress.
Yes.
I was stressed out. Like, I was stressed out because I was just trying to do too much and trying to do what I did not know how to do. And it was just too much going on. I mean, just pastoring my church by myself and the fact that I like to try to do everything the best that I can, it was just stressful. So when I'd have a bad day at church or a bad meeting or something didn't go the way that I felt like the Lord had told me to go, like you can ask Carlene, like how my face would look. And I was feeling that way before I got diagnosed. So I started pulling away from church and started pulling away from my family, pulling away from everything. And I was just going into a dark, dark hole all by myself. Like I wasn't telling anybody what was going on. And it was just like stress induced. And studies show that stress shuts down your immune system. It kills it and it leaves you open and susceptible to disease and sickness. So
yeah, and it's very interesting, like as a spouse, as his wife, sitting back, not sitting back, being very active, but having moments where I was just like, yo, this dude, if he does not stop, some's not like stress kills. And I could see him going into this dark space, going into this dark hole, and trying my best to like pull him out, saying, hey, what's going on? And for him, one of the things that he does is when he's stressed in that way, he shuts down.
yeah, I'm good.
He shuts down.
I'm
He
all
doesn't
right.
talk. I'd be like, "Are you okay?"
I'm straight.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good."
I'm straight.
But on his face, I'm just like, "You're not good,"
Yeah.
And I think I'm being married to him long enough. I'm able to read when he's having those dark moments. And so, yes, praying for him was definitely something that one of the only things I could do, because he wasn't willing to share or to open up himself enough to say, yo, this is what I'm really feeling, because he knows my anxiety. He knows that I take on the weight. I'm a load bearer, where I take on what he has. And does it stress me? Yes, but I feel it's a little different when it's his stress and I'm helping him opposed to my own stress. But at that, in those moments, he did not. He was just in a really dark space, and so yes, this diagnosis was very, very traumatizing and hard at the beginning, and we still have moments. He still has moments, but this definitely was like a wake up call for him, where he was just like, oh,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
like
So,
I could just not, I could skip this meeting or not feel,
yeah, so I
entitled to.
have totally flipped the way I pastor and the way I do things, and I'm just not putting myself in stressful positions, or in positions that cause me to enter into that dark place. I don't think it's fair to me or to the people I'm serving, and so
That's right.
I'm more about empowering people in their positions to do what they're supposed to do, and I'm still involved. I'm still interested, but I'm just like I'm not. I don't want to do anything that's going to put me back in that hospital with another flare up, because it was not pretty, man. It was one of the scary. It was one of the scariest moments of my life, and it's still very scary. I'm not gonna act like I'm totally straight, I'm totally good, I'm totally fine, because every day or every now and then, it haunts me that I don't know what's happening inside of my body. like, I don't know what my cells are doing because I don't feel anything happening. Now, my doctor told me that if you were severe, we would definitely know it and see it. And so he's not as alarmed. And so that gives me peace. I think Carlene also gives me peace as well. My girls give me peace. We've explained to them what multiple sclerosis is. And so they know daddy has it. As a matter of fact, Caitlin's reading a book and the father has multiple sclerosis. But I want to say this. Here's the realness that came out of me. While I was in the hospital bed, and when the doctor told me, the neurologist said, yes, we noticed you have a lesion on your brain, on your spine, and you have multiple sclerosis. Yo, I sat down and I had a talk with God. And I was like, first of all, God, men, like, multiple sclerosis is really known to be a woman's disease, right? Like, most women have multiple sclerosis. Number two, and it's mostly white women. It's not really African American women. So I'm like, okay, God, I'm a dude. I go to church. I serve you. I'm doing the best I can. Why you gave this to me? Like, the odds of this falling on me. Nobody else in my family has it. And I literally, yo, real talk, I sat in the bed and I was like, in the hospital bed, and I was like, God, I know a few people that you could give this to.
Oh my gosh. That's real.
I know a few other people that you could give this to.
Wow.
Why did you give this to me? Like, why do I have to go through this? And that was a process for me too, and I'm saying that to say that even as pastors, we have those dark moments where we wrestle with God. And, I think I got to the place where it was like, where I've accepted to say, why not me? And I believe God gave it to me, or God allowed it. I don't want to say God gave it to me, but God allowed me to have it, because now I want to be an advocate for other MS patients, and also want to be, someone that educates people about MS, and then also look at these things of environmental injustice and lack of access to healthy food, and also, telling people like, yo, take your vacations. Don't put your life into this job, because what's gonna happen? You gonna die, and that job is still gonna be there.
Right.
And who's left without you? Your family and your friends.
That's right.
So is that worth it? Absolutely not. So,
that's one of the things that it's taught us, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, rest.
Yeah.
Just taking those opportunities, because the hustle, the bustle, you're kind of going and you have momentum, and you just kind of feel like if you stop, like the world stops. No, the world actually, it just keeps going. And for us, I keep telling him, I was like, God forbid something happens to you. I said, they'll remember you maybe about for a day.
Yeah.
They'll memorialize you. They'll be like, all right, man, what a great man he was. He was a great father, great husband. And then maybe a week after that, on to the next. That pastoral position in that church will be filled.
Yeah.
You may have a picture hanging. You might, I don't know. You might have a picture hanging on the wall saying, hey, this guy used to be our pastor. But at the end of the day, you are replaceable. And when you think about what you sacrifice, right? And for what, right? You got to think, like, what am I really sacrificing family time for, or time for myself for? Like, you have to ask yourself those questions. And for us, that's why I told you, like, at the beginning, last week's Sabbath, I had to take that time because I felt like I needed it. My soul needed it. My spirit needed it. Yeah. And of course, we're not able to travel, but we can find those moments where we can just chill and not be stressed, because stress kills. Like, before you hear it, but I now understand that it can potentially kill you, because your body is responding your body is doing what it naturally is supposed to do when it is stressed, right? And if you're not doing whatever you need to do to make it de-stress, then you definitely are at risk of, God forbid, having a disease like multiple sclerosis, or something like cancer, or something, whatever. So I think that's one of the lessons that it has taught us, this journey, this sickness has taught us, is just really not stressing.
Yeah. And, and pay attention to yourself. Like, don't ignore yourself. I think that's what's important. Don't ignore your body. Don't ignore if you're feeling something that's off.
Yes, especially for men.
Yeah, just go to the doctor and get that joint checked out. What's the worst the worst that can happen.
Oh
The
my
worst that can
gosh.
happen is if you don't go,
Yes.
right? And then you have something that could have been prevented at the early stages. And I was playing myself. I was like, yo, this gonna go away, because like other things that have happened in my body, it just goes away. But not everything just goes away. And I also want to say, I believe that I think God allowed this is to strengthen our marriage. I have not that I didn't appreciate Carlene, but I have grown to appreciate the strength that she has, the love that she has for me, and the fact that now I'm much more open with her. At least I try to be as open as possible, and just I hate the curse of COVID-19 that it is killing people, but the blessing in COVID-19 for us is that we are able to spend a whole lot more time with each other. So before the pandemic hit the United States, because remember, I was diagnosed in like the end of December, came out of the hospital, like December 30th, because we were home for New Year's, right? And we were still able to travel. So I cut out all my preaching engagements, didn't travel nowhere, and just was able to stay home and enjoy my family. Like, I am enjoying my family. I am at this place where I'm doing the things that I enjoy, that give me life, and that don't bring me down. Now, there are some things that still, bother me, but I don't let it get to the point where it like pulls me back in that dark place. Because, and the other thing too, I have not cut off, but I've removed myself from toxic people.
Yes.
I have
Say that again.
I have removed myself. Horns. I have
That's
removed.
horns.
Y'all been, we gotta liven up this party. You gotta cut toxic people out of your life, like people who are leeches that only suck from you.
Mercy, Jesus.
And not invest in you.
Mercy,
and so
Jesus.
I've just said, you know what?
Woo!
Yo, we still cool. We still, but I'm not putting myself in these situations no more. And that's just overall, and just just trying to live the best life that I can for my family and for the God that I serve, and also to be the best that I can be in all different areas of my life. And so with church, with social justice, with relationships, with friends, like I can't be all that I want to be if I'm stressed out.
That's right.
And I'm not learning how to manage my stress and how to process things properly, because I was holding in a lot of things because I just felt like, yo, there's nobody I can talk to. Ain't nobody gonna hear me. And it's, that was it. So
yeah. And so what's really, really good about this time is, or just after his diagnosis, is we now, like, there were some moments where I kind of saw him going back into that dark space, and I'm like, we not doing that. And I even tell him, like, we not doing that, like, for real, like, chuck the deuces to whoever, I don't care. What's that for?
I don't know. I just feel like doing that.
I don't talk like I don't talk like that. But I told him, I was like, listen, I was like, if God forbid, if it's stressing you this way, then you're gonna have to figure out some things, because some things are gonna have to change. Because I just feel as though you are sacrificing yourself. In turn, you're sacrificing us. And so I was like, if you're so stressed out because of a situation or whatever, I was like, yo, you got to chuck the deuces and go, because as I said, they're gonna miss you for about a day or a week, and then after that, they're going to just be fine. And your family, we are going to be left without you, and that's not okay. Yeah. And so being able to check him too and say, yo, you going back. Right. Come out.
Right. So I don't do everything. I do what I can, right? And what I know how to do, and what I, not everything. And then I don't only do things that I enjoy, but I make room for those things as well. But our marriage has been wonderful, and then I also thought about, like, man, with this disease, what is that going to do to our marriage? Will I be able to perform? Will I be able to?
Okay, performance.
Horns.
A little R-rated for those that hopefully there aren't any adolescents.
Why we gotta go there? Perform can just be like,
we know what you meant.
No, I really meant, can I still dance the way that I dance? Perform. Like, do I still got those moves? And so, I was worried about that. Like, I want to be able to still perform, right?
Do y'all really think that he's talking about performance in dancing, or you think performance in the? I mean, we grown, right? And this is MS in marriage, or marriage in MS, whatever it is, right?
Come on, let's perform.
You
perform. Dance. I'm performing. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to still perform, right? So, because what's better than a rapper that can dance too? You feel me?
Okay,
exactly.
Guys, seriously, I may give Jamie a pass for his rap. Like it's real small, y'all. But dancing, nah.
I think we're gonna have to stretch the camera back, and I'm gonna show y'all I got the move.
Go ahead, do something right now for us.
Yo. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
What is that?
That's enough.
Oh my God.
I don't want the internet going nuts. Yo, what? Yo, Diddy, chill. I'm not signing.
Signing. Guys.
I ain't signing to no labels no more.
Guys, Jamie is not. He's not a great dancer.
Thank you, Johns. That's my dude right there.
What did he say?
Look at that, Sister Naomi Winston. Keep it real, Pastor.
He is keeping it real. Dancing is not his thing. I would probably say rapping is, but dancing is not his thing. But
yo, I always feel like it's hot with hate on this side of the house right now. But never.
It's not. We're not. I'm not hating. It's just the reality of it all. I don't think you can. I don't think you can dance. I think I waited like how many years have we known each other?
We've known each other for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we can share our story with you guys next time. Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah, we could do my version, and then y'all gotta hear her version.
No, you gotta hear his version, because his version is whack in terms of like he's always like making me out to feel as though I was the one that pursued him. Not that there's anything wrong with a woman pursuing a guy, but that's just not my story.
Next week we're gonna share our story.
That's just not my story. I do not. I didn't pursue him for sure.
Yeah, next week we're gonna share our story, yo.
Yeah, because you are interesting when it comes to stories. I'm gonna tell you right now, pastors, what is the word? They elaborate and what's the word I'm looking for?
Exaggerate.
You guys exaggerate. Like
those guys exaggerate.
This dude right here.
Wait, let me say, and women. They exaggerate. I don't. My story's 100.
What is this?
That's how you say it.
Oh my gosh. This dude is crazy. But let's get back to concluding.
Bars? Oh, concluding? All right, because I'm getting my rap ready. It's about to be an hour.
Okay, let's embellish. That's an even better word. Thank you.
Who said that?
Erica.
I'm going to ban
Erica.
You. I'm going to have to ban you from this.
Nah, Erica is where it's at. Like, that she knows that's all pastors embellish. That's what.
But y'all listen to us.
Yeah, but I think you should
embellish.
Right, you just confess.
Them.
But I think if you are on the pulpit and you're telling a story, I think it's great, right? Right? But as a matter of fact, is it Pastor John's a rapper too?
Yo, he one of the realest rappers out there.
I think he needs to really give you a score and be honest about it, and not just do it as your friend.
Score, yo.
But anyway, wait. What was I saying before? But like when you're talking about like, I did not just talk about your rapping.
You were talking about how good I am and like how I almost went like far with it.
Right to the front door.
Oh snap! The hate is real, y'all. Here a hater, there a hater.
Okay, whatever. But I don't even remember what I was saying. Now that Jamie always throws me off. No, I was talking about embellishing. You're right. So when you're talking about stories and like what actually happened, I think you should stick to the script, like stick to the story. Don't add on extra stuff. Like I feel like it should just be what the story is.
Okay, y'all hear that, preachers? Stick to the story. I don't embellish.
He does. But anyway, that's for another day. But we just wanted to come on here and share with you our experience with Jamie's multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
And what it felt like, what it feels like. I hope we gave you a kind of a bird's eye view of what what a working marriage looks like, even in sickness. And for those of you that are dating or wanting to get married, I remember my brother, Duell, basically asked me, he said, you kind of know when you are really in love with this person and you're ready to get married to them, when you can almost visualize like worst case scenario and think to yourself, is this someone that I still want to be with? If God forbid he's in a wheelchair, if God forbid, he's paralyzed, or being in a wheelchair, paralyzed, probably the same thing, but can I envision, he asked me, can I envision myself still standing by Jamie in spite of that sickness or that worst case scenario? And of course, my answer was yes. But that was something that I really had to sit with for a little bit, because yes, in the good, you're good, right? It's like a party and you're just like, whoop, I don't want to get off. See my dance moves? Better than yours?
Yeah. They're all right.
It's better than yours.
You can use some coaching.
From who, you?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, guys. But that was just something that was super important for me to, and it's just so interesting that now I'm in the position of the sickness part, and it's like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And even the thought of, the other day, I love to walk, and so the other day we went for a walk, and usually, sometimes, depending if he has a meeting, or he's teaching a class, or he's in class, I would take the girls and we would go walking. And so this particular day, he didn't have anything scheduled, and I asked, I was like, are you going to come with us, or are you just going to do whatever? And he said, I'm going to come with you guys. And so he came, we walked. It was really nice. And then when we came back, I was like, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the walk? And he's like, yeah, I'm happy that I decided to come, because I don't know how much, I don't know if I'm going to get a flare up, or, how much longer I will be able to enjoy moments like that. And at that moment, I didn't express it to him then, but it was just like, what? Like, every now and again I have waves of, what is this right? Is this real? And so just those every day, or every now and again, it hits me, and the reality of it, and still navigating our way through those thoughts, through what may be a reality. And so, we don't have it all together. We're still navigating this thing, but we are definitely even more stronger and even more resolute in our desire to, stick this out together, and to make sure that, we make things as stable and as normal for our girls as possible.
Yeah, it's definitely forced me to live and to look at life differently, and to appreciate and not take things for granted. Like, and things that I used to take for granted, I'm never going to say that you or that we take for granted, that I take for granted. Like walking with my family, riding a bicycle, jumping, playing. So, those little things in life that I'm still blessed to have, and I'm just living my life, and I just don't want to have regrets, And I think that's what I said to Carlene. I was like, I didn't want to stay home and then be at home and saying, I regret not taking that walk with my family that day. So just trying to live in the moment and live life the fullest. And to Maxime Roger, I see you. You know, you're posting on YouTube about how difficult it is. I don't know you. I don't know what the situation is, but I'm just praying and hoping that you can see us, you can see me, and you can find inspiration in other people who are dealing with terminal illnesses or whatever it may be, and just to see how they are living in the moment and to continue to just enjoy life. And that goes for everybody, whether you have something that you're dealing with or a sickness that you're dealing with, mental health or whatever. Seek help, get treatment, and live your life, because that's what God wants you to do. Have life and have it more abundantly, and you'll get through this. You know what I'm saying? Like I was preaching today about airplanes, and one of the things I learned about airplanes is that turbulence doesn't make a plane crash. That's not the reason why planes crash. And what the article said is that the plane is made in such a way so that it's able to fly through turbulence. So when a plane crashes, it is not as a result of turbulence. Most times it's mechanical failure that causes a plane to crash.
Mercy.
So I wanted to let everybody know that God made you in such a way that you're able to fly through turbulence. But if you have mechanical failure,
Mercy, Jesus,
then you need to go get that checked so that you don't crash.
Yes.
And who can check that mechanical failure? God made you. You have doctors, you have psychologists. There are people who are gifted in that area that can deal with your mechanical failure. So you can fly through turbulence, but your engine got to be right. And so I'm flying through turbulence. I had mechanical failure. It stopped me before crashing. And so now I'm getting the right treatment and the right thing so that I'm still able to go through. And so you're going to shake in turbulence,
Mercy,
but you're going to make it through.
Yes, that's a word. Okay, y'all. We're about to start preaching.
I wish I had
We're about to start preaching. Yo, that don't sound like no
Hammond?
No Hammond or anywhere black church. What is that? Almost sound. Sorry, y'all.
All right,
okay,
I'm done. Take a stop for bars.
I'm done. I'm not a hater, y'all. I'm not a hater. He knows that I love and support him. But just piggybacking, and then you can do your rap. Yes, I think it seems as though from the last talk that we had to today, it's kind of like thematic, where we're saying to each of you, don't wait until you have a diagnosis. Take care of your body now. Don't wait until you go into the doctor's office and you're waiting there with bated breath, like, oh my gosh, is this something that's terminal? Is this life-changing? Do I have to change my diet? Because we didn't even talk about what that looked like for us. Because Jamie changed his diet, and at the beginning I was like, boom, I'm gonna change my diet too. What? Gluten-free? Forget gluten. I don't need gluten in my life. Sugar? Let me finish. Sugar? Who needs sugar? I don't. What else? The meat, I don't. Red meat, I'm good.
Let me tell you
what else?
My wife.
Dairy? I don't need cheese. That Gouda? I don't need it.
We would have dinner, my antioxidant dinner. I ain't eating no dessert. So I'm going on the couch to sit down. Over in the corner at the table, I'm hearing clink, clank, 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 clank. And I'm like, yo, what is that noise? Yo, my girl's sitting there with pie and ice cream. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I thought we was in this together. She over there, clank, 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 clank.
I was with him. I was in spirit. There was no way, God knows my heart, that I was about to give up ice cream. And I have a sweet tooth, y'all. I love all things sweet. He's more salt. I'm sweet.
Yeah, I love chips.
And so I just need my sugar and I need my gluten. So unfortunately, yes, I didn't necessarily follow him all the way.
But you're doing better now. And let me tell you, I haven't drank juice since...
this dude.
Since last year, December.
Jamie used to drink juice like it was water.
Yep.
Now Jamie is not drinking juice. He's really sticking to this diet.
I don't drink no juice. I ain't had no cheese. I ain't had no butter. Everything is like plant-based. No gluten. I made like sneak a little bit of something, but for the most part,
guys,
no gluten, no red meat, no nothing.
I never knew.
I'm very disciplined. Like once I put my mind to something, I can do it. That's
God bless him, because I knew that gluten.
Yeah.
For me, I love bakes. I love all things flour, roti, bakes, anything that has flour in it. Carlene loves it.
Yeah.
And so to give that up is hard. Pray for me, y'all. I mean, I may or may not, but I'm not there yet. And praise God, he's there because he needs it, right? It's for him, right? But I am vegan. I would say I'm vegan. I don't eat cheese or dairy. That's about it. The sugar, I'm still praying. I'm still praying about it. But everything else, I think I'm gonna get there.
Yeah. I will get there some way. All right. See, singing's not my thing. It's rapping.
So now you confess singing is not your thing either.
You know, man. I mean, I'm good at it. I'm just not great at it. That's it.
All right. Go ahead and rap. What are you rapping about today?
All right, I'm gonna give you the honor of telling me what to rap about.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm. What do you want me to rap about? People waiting.
Did I forget to say that I love beef patty?
Yeah.
And cocoa bread.
All right.
I love beef patty and cocoa bread.
You can still have your beef patty and cocoa bread.
I don't want to have beef.
Put Impossible Burger in it, yo.
But something's wrong with that Impossible Burger.
All right, I think I'm gonna rap about Impossible Burger.
No, don't rap about. No, that's whack.
What do you want me to rap about?
I think you should rap about.
Damien, what up, my dude?
Oh yes, Sister James. Yes, that smoothie. Her smoothies are amazing.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Want to rap about smoothies?
No, I'm trying to still think.
Rap about Carlene.
Rap about Carlene. Yes,
all
Claudia.
Right. Oh.
Rap.
All right.
How about he raps and I dance?
See, all right, that's cool. All right, as long
as
I
old school.
All right, wait till the horns. Yo.
Wait, the horns is what? Wait.
Don't. I'm gonna do it real. Okay. I'm gonna do it real slick.
Guys,
right now.
We are a mess. Okay.
Yo. Everybody in the place to be. Put your hands together. We got MC Jamie. You know Jamie Justice. The dude from Brooklyn holding it down. He about to come through with the L-bar. Yo, shout out to his wife dancing by his side.
What are you gonna call me? C-Nice?
Oh yeah, forgot about my other name, J-Quan. Y'all already know it. C-Nice. Yo, I step up on the scene, ain't trying to be mean. I'm chilling here with my queen. She goes by the name of Carlene. Yo, they had to go into my body, look at my spleen, my spine, because it was time. Found out I had multiple sclerosis. It came at me, it was quite ferocious, but everybody knows this. I'm the hostess with the mostest. I gotta keep this close to me because, I got all of my friends and my G's watching me. Tiffany, Llewellyn, yo, I'm not even spelling, but I'm just telling. Y'all talking loud, it seems to me like you yelling. But yo, we gonna be swelling, growing. That means we getting fat like babies back in the days when they had a backpack. You know what I say? Hey, I don't play. I'm on my J-O-B. Yeah, you could see me in front of the camera, my G. I do this like this. I'm from Brooklyn, son. Crooklyn, son. Y'all already know what it is, done. I represent the Most High because I'm most fly. How can I die? I just fly high. And so we go back to the scene. I'm chilling here with my queen. Her name is Carlene. I got MS, but yo, don't test because we are still and will be the best out of the rest. If you feeling me, then say, oh yes. And we go. Yes. And I like the ad-libs. We got them going here, split wigs, and then we go catch some dibs down at the mall. I gotta stay tall. Y'all know I ain't boring when I'm rocking my Air Jordans, and then I be scoring, and then I get on the plane, and then I be touring, stepping on the flooring, looking around for this girl named Lauren, but I don't see her. I'm talking about Hill. That's the one that keeps it trill. Yo, this your boy Jamie. I'm out. Peace.
He gets 2 horns for that, guys. He gets 2 horns for that one. have to say, I think that was like your best one yet. However, what's crazy is that I couldn't dance because I didn't know what rhythm you were on. It was like, I was like, okay, it was like flowing, and then I went into like a, what beat do I hit?
That's why I rap like that, because I don't want y'all to be able to predict my next move. So I switch up the flow. So that you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
But most rappers, like, they had the beat, and the beat stays consistent, right?
Let me tell you. Let me put you on again.
Okay.
Most rappers are corny.
So you're not.
Except for Marquise Johns.
And you.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Yeah. Get your weight up, rappers. I'm coming for your spot.
Who rappers? No one's.
Jay-Z, Nas.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar. Yo,
okay.
Get your weight up. I'm coming.
Right. They don't see you though, but it's okay. We see you. That's what matters. We see you.
My peoples love me. My people loves me.
Oh my God.
Pull up. Tiffany said, pull up.
No, you pull down and go.
Yo, I'm going to get the gunshots, Damien. I promise you, I'm going to get the gunshots. Gunshots is coming out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This was fun. This was fun.
Yeah, this is Carlene and Jaime.
Yes. Thank you all so much for coming through and watching our, listening to our story. And we just hope that at the end of the day that you live. Mm-hmm. You live and you laugh. You have laughter. But you also make sure you do those checks.
Yeah.
To make sure that you
can't be good to others unless you're good to yourself.
That's right. So please be good to yourself, because you deserve it. And your village deserves you to be well.
That's right.
So please just take care of yourselves, because we only have just one body.
Yep.
And so please, of course, we believe in second coming and heaven and all that stuff. Yes, we do. But while we are here on earth, just take care of your bodies and take care of yourself, and know that you are loved, and know that whatever it is that you may be going through at this time, that this conversation encouraged you to know that you can live beyond that diagnosis, and that you can get what you need.
Yeah, don't play yourself.
What?
Just it, man. Just don't play yourself.
It's true. Don't play yourself.
This is Carly and Jaime. We out. Till next week. Peace.
Bye, guys.